Hi, everyone. Are you ready to talk about moon phases? Well, as we all know, at night, when we look up in the sky, sometimes we can see the moon. Now, ironically, that moon up there is about 3,500 kilometers wide, but it's far enough away that it looks kind of small. At the same time, it's moving around our planet. It revolves around the Earth. It takes about 29 days to make its full way around and do it all over again, over and over again. It also has a rotation of its own, where it rotates in about 27 days. The rotation and the revolution around the Earth is what impacts how we see it. You see, the moon is a dark piece of rock. That's all it is, a dark, big rock. It does not have or produce light. It reflects the light of the sun. And depending on the angle in which we see it, determines how much light we see. Now let's look at how it happens. First of all, you have the moon phases that go around the Earth like this. The moon has a point in that 29-day period, where it's right here. Now, this is my best drawing of the sun. I'm sorry, I realize I'm not the best, but it's an attempt, a drawing. Here's the sun right here, okay? This is the moon right here. The moon has a bright side, which is facing the sun, and a dark side right here. Any side that's not facing the sun is a dark side. So it starts off here as the new moon on the dark side with a dark side. Then, as it starts to move around the Earth, as it revolves around the Earth, as it moves, couple 3 days into the movement, it starts to show a little bit of light on the edge. Looks like a crescent. And the more it moves, the more it shows more light. And it therefore becomes called a waxing crescent. Now, what's interesting about this is you gotta understand, the sun is shooting out sunlight this way. And yet, because of the angle that this moon path, this pathway is going, it only shows part of that light, and only part of that light reflects to the Earth and to us. Now, as it continues to move, it moves over to what's called the first quarter. This first quarter is where the light is almost halfway across the moon. Half and half. Half light, half dark. Now, some could call it a half moon, but the scientists tend to prefer to call it a first quarter. Why? Because it is the first quarter, or the quarter away around the trip that it takes around the planet Earth. So it's the first quarter. Now, you take it a few more days, and again, remember, the sun is aiming its angle out, and aiming its light like this. And as this moves this way, more light is shining on the surface from the sun. And as this light is shining, there is a greater amount showing. And therefore, this becomes what's called the waxing gibbons. Gibbons, gibbous is another term for swollen. It means swollen. So waxing means it's getting more and more. Swollen is the same kind of idea. More light is shining upon that moon and reflecting back. And then as it continues to move around here, it gets to the point where now the sun's rays are pointing right at that moon. And this moon right here is reflecting all that back to make it a full moon. Now, as that continues to move this way, you see what it becomes a waning gibbous. Again, swelling, but the waning means as it moves away from full moon, it the angle again starts to reduce the amount of light again that it has. So it's waning. It's falling away. The light is not showing as much. It's still a lot of light, but not as much as it was with a full moon. The revolution continues. It continues to move. A few more days, it gets to what's called the third quarter. That's again where you find half of the moon is full of light, the other half is dark. And then as it continues to move, you got the next phase, which is the waning crescent. And this crescent, remember, it's the edge of the moon, and it's where the light is starting to fade, because again, the angle is turning against the light being fully on it. And as a result, on Earth, you're seeing a waning crescent, a very thinner, much thinner amount of light. And then, as it moves back right close to the sun, starting the cycle over again with the new moon. Now, that is the way moon phases work. Now, is there more to it than that? You could get a lot more into depth about it, a lot more into detail. But quite honestly, I need to do a little more research. And you know what? I'll wait until next time to do that. How's that sound? Hey, your teacher's got more answers for you. Have a good one. Later.